It's another preview following yet another run of 5 games without a win. 2 draws, 3 losses. It's the standard. It's the standard. The standard right now calls for one thing and one thing only. We're back to our roots. It's Potter Clock! Before we begin, please like, subscribe, and hit the bell notification to be notified of any future content on the channel. Also, give that join button a little bit of a tickle and become a member of the channel. It's massively appreciated. Again, winless in 5 with Brighton, Real Madrid, Brentford, and Arsenal all up next. We may actually go winless in 10 games, if not for our 10th game being against Bournemouth. But even then, that would cap off the 10-game streak perfectly if we lost to them. Or even drew. You never know. At this rate, it could all happen. Chelsea welcome the now departed Potter's former side, a side of which we were battered 4-1 by earlier in the season. 2 own goals in the first half effectively killed off the game before the 45, or the first 45, were even up. Since that game back in October, we have won just 6 in the last 25 following that defeat. 12 losses and 6 draws. It's a shambles. It is a shambles. It continues to be a shambles. And it will probably continue to be a shambles for the rest of the season. Brighton, however, are still well and truly in the fight for European football next season, with just 10 points separating them and Man United / Newcastle in 4th. Not to mention they have a game in hand over them. A victory against Chelsea is something of a necessity to keep those hopes alive. Again, looking back on the previous results earlier this season, you would argue a 4-1 against us back then was more impressive than if it was to happen right now or you know, on this weekend. We are far worse as a side in all areas at this stage in the season compared to that 4-1 loss back in October. We weren't great then, but we're certainly not better now. No goal-scoring threats, no home advantage, really either. We've won 6, lost 4, and drawn 5 at Stamford Bridge this season. Brighton, on the other hand, are 4th in the form table when playing away from home, winning 6, losing 4, and drawing 4. It's not the best, but they are in 4th place. That said, more recently, Brighton's away form in the league has taken a turn for the worse coming into this match. So they're either going to carry on that form or Charity FC will come out to play. Winning just 1 of their last 5, whilst drawing 3 and losing 1. Most recently, their most recent result was a loss to Tottenham last Saturday. Starting 11-wise, again, whilst Kepa's spot, for me, is officially up for grabs, I think we will remain with the Spaniard. That said, resting players has to be considered when factoring in our return leg against Madrid on Tuesday. So honestly, I'd like to see as weak a side as possible. Drop Fofana for, and I say weak as in like compared to our starting 11, our strongest 11. Drop Fofana for Chalobah. Give Fofana a couple of days rest. Koulibaly is out for a hamstring injury. So Thiago Silva, who might actually benefit for some game time before Madrid, fits in the middle. Badiashile deserves some game time, so play him as well. Wing-backs, honestly, drop James. He looked sluggish in the last game against Real Madrid. I think he could actually benefit the opposite what Thiago Silva could, and could benefit from some, a bit of a break. Play Loftus-Cheek down the right. Chilwell is suspended, so we can play him in this game. We won't have to worry about him getting injured for that Real Madrid game. This is also a way for us to rest Cucurella, who will play in that role on Tuesday. Central midfield is a little bit more difficult, but whilst it's absolutely not happening, I would go with Zakaria and Kovacic, but Zakaria won't happen, is what I'm trying to say. So I'm going to go with Kante and Kovacic. Rest Enzo Fernandez. He's played pretty much every game, if not every single game. I don't think he's been substituted. If he has, I can't remember it, but still, for me, Kante and Kovacic are, the 2 players out of those 3 that should be okay to play. I'd want to... Enzo is too crucial. Kante as well. So if I had to drop another one, it would be Kante for Zakaria. Front 3, honestly, the supporting players could be anyone, but personally, I would like to see Madueke play for a change. He said in his press conference earlier today that, you know, every role is up for grabs. So I've also started Mounts. I think he needs game time before what, you know, could be a game he becomes an important factor in on Tuesday. I just have a feeling on him on this occasion. Frontman, Aubameyang. Predictions-wise, if we do go with this lineup, whilst a win in preparation with this game against Brighton, but in preparation for our game on Tuesday against Real Madrid that defines our season, either ending or somehow being kept alive, that obviously a win against Brighton would give us a bit of a confidence boost. I don't see too much that indicates that we can beat this Brighton side. I think we do the smart thing and rest everyone. There is nothing to lose in this game apart from maybe a little bit of a confidence boost, like I said. I'm going to go for a 1-0 Brighton win. If we go with the sort of lineup that I've suggested, whilst we have a strong defence, I just see Brighton doing the business over us once again. You know, I'd go back to that 4-1 victory earlier on in the season. If they could do that then, they can absolutely beat us here. And I don't see us scoring. We haven't scored for 4 games now, so hey, we'll have to wait and see. I hope I'm wrong, but I hope I'm right with my prediction for the starting 11. With that said, let me know your thoughts in the comments. Like, subscribe, hit the bell notification, and of course, please do become a member. It helps my channel out massively. Really, really does. My name is Harry, up the Chelsea, and peace.